why are we comparing them? Why are we comparing them? So I was, looking at well, rather, listening at Kanye and Drake's album. I've listened to them pretty extensively. And I was like, wait a minute, whoa, whoa, whoa. Why are they being compared? All because two artists are amongst the most famous artists in the world doesn't mean that they should be compared when like they make totally different music. And even more so than they make totally different music, their albums are completely different. Like for me, Donda and Certified Lover Boy, these are two completely different albums. Two completely different albums. It's it's so whereas what like you can like both very easily because both give you something that's totally different. Like Donda to me is like a hybrid gospel hip hop album. It's not really necessarily a gospel album, but like it's a very eclectic musical kind of album where Kanye West really, really experiments. We just listen to the songs and so forth. Like I'm like, no, this is not a rap album. This ain't graduation. This ain't college like college dropouts, graduation, those are rap albums. And I always say this right now, graduation is easily Kanye West's best album, for sure. So those are so for me, for Donda is like first half, yeah, second half, I thought I'm definitely improved. I think the second half, I think from when you get to the track of Heaven and Hell, it definitely hits. And he hits some very interesting musical pockets in it. Certified Lover Boy. I love you, until I. You see, Drake will always do Drake. He'll never experiment, and he literally is. And I think I was listening to the Joe Budden podcast guy said, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it." That's always been his mantra. Like this, whereas Kanye West's album is very experimental and takes very bold swings, um, Drake, Certified Lover Boy, he keeps it pretty much very safe. Like, look, it's a good album. It's still a good album. It's just not on the same level as Take Care or Thank Me Later. For me, I Take Care. I think is his best album. Personally, the album that I like the most of his is Thank Me Later, which I actually bought on CD. But I think with Certified Lover Boy, it's like no, there's some good tracks then and so forth. But when I just think of as a whole body of work, it's decent. Which album is better? It's hard to compare because you're comparing a rap R&B album to a gospel hip hop album. Two very different things. I've never heard a gospel hip hop album before, and and that's why the odd thing as well is that both of these guys should never be compared to Kendrick. Kanye West isn't in the same stratosphere as Kendrick is as a rapper, and Drake has never made a rap album. So Drake, you can never be compared to Kendrick when you've never made a rap album. Like when Drake raps, this guy really raps, and you say to yourself that Drake just make a rap album. But he said himself, I think it was on Rap Radio to Elliot Wilson, that every time I make an album, I've got to cater for the women and I've always got to cater for the guys, which is all well and cool. But once you do that, that means that you can't be put in the same category as other rappers who make rap albums. You can't. Like we can commend you as a rapper, but to be in the kind of rap goats conversation, you need to have album work. So we can't be putting you next to Nas, a Jay Z, a Kendrick, a J Cole, because those guys make rap albums. So, but I think, look, man, and also with regards to this whole rivalry and back and forth, read between the lines. I believe they're both on Universal. Wouldn't it be beneficial if you created this facade of somewhat of a beef? That everybody will eat that up, pun intended, and will actually lead to more sales and much more interest. So therefore, everyone wins. Universal wins, Drake wins, Kanye wins because everyone's like, oh, I want to listen to Kanye, I want to listen to Drake. And let's now start comparing the two. And you now see comparison between both of them, which one is better, and you just keep things going, bro. It's not even genius. It's just obvious. It's like, well, yeah, this is an obvious thing to do to sort of generate interest, man. So yeah, the beef probably ain't real. It's probably ain't real. But as I said again, going on back to my original thing, I don't think you can really compare them because these are two very different albums. And even though I still think Kanye West is a complete moron and an idiot for his comments on slavery and him befriending Trump, so I still think the guy is a freaking moron and idiot. That guy shouldn't just sort of forget what he did. But you just focus on the music. I give Kanye more credits for taking more risks. Certified Lover Boy, it's decent and cool, but doesn't really take any risk. I think he keeps it very safe. And I think for Drake, you will always be holding yourself back. Do one singing track, make it's going to be the biggest flop of Drake's career that in your whole career, knowing you're a very, very good rapper, you've never made an entire rap album. That's insane. Like, you've never made an entire rap album. Well, you know that as a singer, you're average as a singer, and as a rapper, you're very good. Why don't you make a rap album? That makes no sense, man. But guys, tell me below, man. Tell me what you think. Drake album, Kanye album, do you believe in a so-called beef and so forth? Tell me what you think about both products, man. Like that vid, subscribe, one love.